We all know meetings have a bad reputation. People say they're a waste of time, and honestly, I agree. If they're run poorly, they are a waste of time. But a well-structured one-on-one meeting, that's one of the most valuable tools that a leader has. It's not just about checking in, it's about aligning your team and building trust and helping your people to grow. Every month, I meet with each of my direct reports for 30 minutes. Now, we connect about all kinds of other things throughout the week, but during these one-on-ones, they serve a very different purpose. They're not about tasks, they're about alignment, momentum, and personal growth and development. They help us to step back from the day-to-day so that we can make sure that we're moving in the right direction together. So let me walk you through how I structure my one-on-ones and why I believe that they're one of the most powerful tools in leadership. So we start with alignment. These meetings aren't the time for casual chit-chat or getting lost in project updates. They're strategic check-ins. At Texan Church, our mission is to help churches to communicate more simply and effectively. But if our internal team isn't aligned, we can't serve church leaders well. So I always bring us back to the bigger picture. Where are we headed as a company? And what does your role contribute to that? And are we still rowing in the same direction? It's surprisingly easy to drift. Right? And I'm sure you've experienced that because priorities shift, distractions creep in, and before you know it, people are working hard, but not towards the same goal. Because one-on-ones, they help us to catch that drift early, and then we can course correct before it becomes a problem. And so next, we talk through execution, but not in a micromanaging way. I ask 3 questions. What have you accomplished since our last meeting? And then what are you currently working on? And what's standing in your way? And this helps us to focus on progress. It's not about solving every issue in the moment. It's about identifying blockers and giving me the insight that I need to help to clear a path. As a leader, that's part of my job, is to remove the roadblocks so that my team can keep moving forward. And then we shift to growth. And this is the part that I think most leaders miss. One-on-ones shouldn't be about what's happening right now. They should be about what's next. And so I want every person on my team to grow into the best version of themselves, not just as an employee, but as people. And so sometimes this means recommending a book or a podcast. Other times it means investing in real resources. For example, when Caleb, one of our directors here at Texan Church, when he stepped into a new role, we hired a coach to meet with him monthly because he had the skills, but we wanted to give him that extra support so that he could truly thrive. And if you want great leaders, you can't just toss people into the deep end. You have to equip them. And so then once or twice a year, we ask a different kind of question, and it changes the entire conversation. I ask, if you woke up 5 years from now and you were living the perfect life, what would that look like? What would your day-to-day be like? What would your role be? And what impact would you be making? You see, this question, it pulls people out of their short-term thinking, and then it helps me to understand what truly matters to them. Maybe their dream future is at Texan Church. Maybe it isn't. Either way, I want to help them move towards it. Because when your team knows that you care about their future, not just your own goals, that's what builds trust and loyalty and a deeper culture. And so I know some leaders say, I don't have time for one-on-ones, but I'd argue you actually don't have time not to. Because these meetings, they're not about fixing problems, they're about preventing them. They're where alignment happens, where support is offered, and where growth is encouraged. And so at the end of the day, leadership, it's not about micromanaging. It's about empowering. And when you create space for those intentional conversations, your people are going to show up more engaged and more committed and more equipped to lead themselves and others. So if you're leading a team, I want to challenge you. Make one-on-ones a priority. Structure them, protect them, and then watch how your culture transforms. And if you want help building consistent leadership habits, daily and monthly plans, then grab a copy of my free 30-day leadership growth plan. It's the exact system that I use to stay aligned with my goals and to grow with my team. You'll get daily habits, a one-on-one meeting template, and practical tools to help you lead with more clarity and confidence.